Do you know what your English level is? Beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Get ready because I'm going to test your English level. Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're watching this video, this is K.R. Bhardwaj. I always welcome you to my YouTube channel, Font of English Education. Today in this session, we are going to have an English level test to understand your level of English. Before we start, let me explain what we are going to do. There are 30 questions divided in three different levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced level. I will show you question and you will have a couple of seconds. If you need more time, please pause the video and think about the question and answer and play it again. The first 10 questions are beginner level. If you get less than 3 of these incorrect questions, it means you are not a beginner English learner. In the next section, we have 10 more questions which are intermediate level. If you get less than 3 incorrect sentences, it means your English level is not intermediate. Last 10 questions are advanced level. These should really challenge you. If you get less than 3 incorrect questions, it means you are quite an advanced English learner. Guys, this is not just an English level test, but full of grammar concepts and vocabulary. I will explain grammar concepts and vocabulary behind each question so that you know why your question was wrong if it was. Are you ready to find out your English level? Let's go. Grab a pen and grab your notebook and write your score down. Let's get started with the first question of beginner level. Which one is correct? Sheetal go to school every day. Sheetal goes to school every day. Sheetal to go to school every day. The answer is B. Sheetal goes to school every day. But why? Because in present indefinite tense with third person singular number, we use V5, S and SES at the end of the verb. In present indefinite tense, third person singular number takes V5, singular verb. Third person singular number, he, she, it, and any name. He goes, she goes, it goes, Sheetal goes. But rest of all take plural verb. I go, you go, we go, they go. Ram and Shyam go. Question number second. Which sentence is correct? He don't know, he do know, and he doesn't know. The answer is C. He doesn't know. But why? Again, this is present indefinite tense. To make a present indefinite negative sentence, we use doesn't for third person singular number and don't for rest of all. He doesn't, she doesn't, it doesn't. I don't, we don't, you don't, they don't. That's why he doesn't know will be the correct answer. Next question. Question number 3. Please stop being angry dash dash her. A. Angry with her. B. Angry at her. C. Angry against her. The correct answer is angry with her. A will be the correct answer. But why? Because we use angry with. Angry plus with. When someone is angry with a person. But we use angry at when someone is angry with something other than person. For example, Mr. Ram is angry with our boss at his behavior. So here, her is a person. We use angry with her. That's why A is the correct answer. Next, which one is correct? He lives on Delhi, he lives in Delhi, and he leaves Delhi. The answer is he lives in Delhi. But why? Because we use phrase live plus in plus city. After live we use in preposition. After that city, we say I live in Delhi, I live in Mumbai, I live in London. We don't say I live on Delhi, I live on Mumbai, I live on London. Next question. Question number 5. Which sentence is correct? He goes to work in bus, he goes to work by bus, and he goes to work by the bus. The answer is B. He goes to work by bus. Why? When we talk about means of transport, we use preposition by, like by bus, by taxi, by car, by plane, and by train. We don't use. Another important point is we don't use article before the means of transport, like by the bus, by the train, by the taxi, by the plane, and etc. etc. Unless we don't know which train, which bus, which means of transport we are talking about. If you know, you can use. Generally, we don't use. Question number 6. Which sentence is correct? A. Rohan have a very big house. Rohan has very big house. And C. Rohan has a very big house. C will be the correct answer. But why? Because in simple present, we should use this structure. Subject plus verb plus rest of the sentence. Other words. Here, Rohan subject is third person singular number, and with third person singular number, we use has. He has, she has, it has, Rohan has. And rest of all, we use have. I have, you have, we have, they have, etc. etc. And if you are thinking why B is an incorrect sentence, because house is over here, a common noun. Singular common noun takes article. So that's why B is an incorrect sentence. Next question. Which sentence is correct? Look at this car over there. Look at that car over there. Look at that car over here. B will be the correct answer. Look at that car over there. But why? Because in English, something that is close to us, we use this. For example, this is a pen. This is a mobile. This is a table. This is used for singular and this is used for plural. These are pens. But that is used which is far from us. That for singular and those for plural. And there is used which is far from us, and here is used which is near to us, close to us. That's why this, here, that, there. So correct answer will be look at that car over there. That, there, this, here. Let's get to the next question. Question number 8. How does he go to school? How she does go to school? Does she go to school? How? Which one is correct? A will be the correct answer. How does she go to school will be the correct answer. But why? When we form question in English, the structure is like this. WH family word plus auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb plus other words. What does WH family word mean? WH family word, what, why, when, how, etc. Here in this case, WH family word is how. Helping verb is does. Subject is she and main verb is go. To school is other words. Where do you live? When do you go to school? At what time do you wake up? What do you do? What is your name? Let's get to the next question. Question number 9. She really should to talk to her. She really need to talk to her. She really must to talk to her. Which one is correct? The answer is B. But why? There is a group of verbs in English which are called modal verbs. Can, could, may, might, must, shall, should, could, etc. etc. Modal verb always takes where infinitive, first form of the verb, base form of the verb. Here should and must are modal verbs. After that we have written to infinitive. That is incorrect. When we talk about need is a semi-modal verb. A semi-modal verb can be treated, can be used both as a modal verb and as a main verb. When it is treated as a modal verb, it takes where infinitive, base form of the verb. When it is treated as a main verb, it takes to infinitive, to plus base form. That's why B will be the correct answer. She really needs to talk to her. Here, need has been used as a main verb. The last question of the beginner level. I was born dash dash. A. Before 30 years. B. 30 years ago. And C. The last 30 years. B is the correct answer. But why? When we talk about certain amount of time in the past, we want to refer to beginning point of it. We use ago. For example, I watched the movie 2 hours ago. Ravi went to market 2 days ago. I started learning English 5 years ago. She went to school 3 days ago. Alright guys, great job. So far we have done 10 questions of the beginner level. How many correct answers do you have? If you have less than 3 incorrect questions, it means you are not a beginner level English learner. You should continue watching the video. Now we are going to get to the intermediate level. The first question of the intermediate level. Which one is correct? A. Where did he have dinner last night? B. Where has he had dinner last night? And C. Where does he have dinner last night? A is the correct answer. But why? There are many students get confused with two tenses, past indefinite tense and present perfect tense. Both of the tenses are used about that happened in the past. However, here adverb of past time has been given. That's why we have to form this sentence in the past indefinite tense because of adverb of past time. Last night is adverb of past time. Therefore, A is correct answer. Let's get to the next question. A. Did you finish your project? Have you finished your project? And C. Have you got finished your project? Here B is the correct answer. But why? Again we have to choose correct tense, past indefinite tense and present perfect. Guys, point to be noted here. Both the sentences can be correct, but I prefer B because adverb of past time has not been given. That's why correct answer is B. C is incorrect because it's passive. We are not talking about passive voice. We don't need passive sense. If adverb of time has been given, so that A will be the correct answer. Let's get to the next question. Which one is correct? I have never been to New York. I have never gone to New York. I have gone often to New York. The correct answer is A. I have never been to New York. But why? First, let me explain. What is the difference between been and gone? We use when you went to New York in the past, but you have come here. Now you have just memories. We use gone. You went to New York and you are still there. We use have gone. For example, my brother has been to Delhi. It means now he is with us. He went to Delhi in the past and after that he has come back. When we talk about gone, my brother has gone to Delhi. It means he is still there. He is still in Delhi. Let's get to the next question. Which one is correct? If you had told me you needed a lift, I had left earlier. B. If you had told me you needed a lift, I would have left earlier. C. If you had told me you needed a lift, I would leave earlier. B is the correct answer. If you had told me you needed a lift, I would have left earlier. But why? Because this is third conditional. In third conditional sentence, we write had plus V3 in the if clause. And in the second clause, we use would have plus V3, should have plus V3 and could have plus V3 according to the nature of the sentence. I hope you understood. Let's get to the next question. Which one is correct? My brother borrowed me car over the weekend, and B. My brother lent me car over the weekend, and C. My brother borrowed my car over the weekend. C will be the correct answer. My brother borrowed my car over the weekend. But why? Because in this sentence, car is a noun, and after that, before noun, okay, we use an adjective. We write an adjective like I have my car. She has his own car. They have their own cars. And here, my car, not me car. Okay, we have to write possessive adjective my before car, before a noun. This is my pen. That is my car. Question number 6. Which one is correct? You had better start looking for a new job. You had better to start looking for a new job. You had better to start to look for a new job. A is the correct answer. But why? Other sentences are incorrect. Because after had better, would better, had rather, would rather, had sooner, etc., we use where infinitive, first form of the verb. Here, second and third sentence. In the second and third sentence, we have used had better to start, had rather to start. Okay, that's why these sentences are incorrect. Let's get to the next question. I'm sorry dash dash what I had said earlier. She is not married dash dash an engineer. A. About with and B. For to. C. About to. C is the correct answer. This question is about preposition. Sorry about what I did. I'm sorry about what I said. Second, marry. When we talk about marry verb, when marry verb is used in active voice, we don't use preposition. Guys, point to be noted, it's a transitive verb. Rohan married Rekha. Sohan married an actor. Raj married Shiksha. But when married is used as an adjective, in this case we use to. Okay, she is married to an actor. She is married to a doctor. Married has been used over here as an adjective. When marry is used as a verb, we don't use preposition. It's a transitive verb. Let's get to the next question. Which one is correct? If you will not tell me, I will scream. B. If you don't tell me, I will scream. C. If you don't tell me, I scream. B will be the correct answer. But why? Because this is a conditional sentence. First conditional. In the first conditional sentence, we use with if clause, present indefinite tense, and in the second clause, we use future indefinite tense. So correct answer is, if you don't tell me, I will scream. Guys, point to be noted. In the if clause, we never use will. Okay, if you will do this, if you will do that, etc., etc. Let's get to the next question. Which sentence is correct? If I were you, I didn't do that. B. If I were you, I wouldn't do that. C. If I was you, I won't do that. Again, this is about conditional sentence. Second conditional sentence. Second conditional sentence tells us about imaginary situation. In the first clause, if clause, we use past tense, we write in the past tense, and second clause we use with would. We use would in the second clause. That's why B is the correct answer. If I were you, I wouldn't do that. Let's get to the next question. That is the last question of the intermediate level. He is not used to dash dash early in the morning. A. Getting up. B. Get up. C. To get up. The answer is A. But why? There are very similar and very confusing structures in English about used to. First, used to plus where infinitive. Second, be family verb plus used to plus ing. And third, used plus be family verb plus used plus to infinitive. What do I mean by that? V family verbs. Is, am, are, was, were. These are V family verbs. When we talk about first, used to, generally we use used to in the sense of past habits of something. He used to go to school. Now he doesn't. I used to smoke. Now I don't. And I used to go to school. Now I don't go. So in this case, I'm talking about my past habit. Used to. And when we talk about second is be family verb plus used to. It tells us about present habit. I am used to getting early up in the morning. This is the correct answer. So V will be the correct answer. B plus used to plus ing. Gerund. He is not used to getting up early in the morning. It means he is not in the habit of getting up early in the morning. He is not habitual of getting up early in the morning. When we talk about third sense of used to, that is passive voice. Be family verb plus used after that to infinitive. Actually, it's not used to, it's V3. Use, used, used. Use V1, V2 used, V3 used. Wood is used to build house. Cement is used to pave the road, etc., etc. So here correct answer is A. Getting up. He is not used to getting up early in the morning. Now tell me, out of 10 intermediate questions, how many correct answers do you have? If you have less than 3 incorrect sentences, it means your level is not intermediate level. Now let's go. It's time to proceed to the advanced level. In this section, I'm going to give you 10 more questions. I'm going to challenge you. So get ready. Let's start with the first question of the advanced level. You have to use the right parts of speech, correct parts of speech of the given word. The side wall of the house had to be dash dash. The word is strong. The correct answer is strengthened. But why? Because strong is an adjective. We need over here a verb. Okay, third form of the verb. Strengthened. Strengthen is a verb. Had to be strengthened. Passive of to infinitive. Let's get to the next question. We have developed several new dash dash for market research to help streamline our ongoing dash dash. A. Criteria analysis, and B. Criterion and analysis. C. Criterion and analysis. The correct answer is A. Criteria and analysis. But why? There are some words in English after that we use plural noun like a lot of, a few, several, certain, these, those, etc. After that we use always plural noun. Here several new criteria. Guys, point to be noted, criteria is plural noun. Singular criterion and plural criteria. Similar, analysis. Analysis is singular and analysis plural. That's why A is the correct answer. Let's get to the next question. There are a number of dash dash activities now being offered at the school. You have to write, you have to use right parts of speech of the given word. The word is curriculum. The answer is extra curriculum. But why? Do you know what parts of speech do you need in the sentence? We need an adjective. But why? Because activities is a noun. Before noun, we write an adjective. So that's why answer will be extra curriculum. Curriculum is a verb. If you are confused why I have told you extra curriculum, because this sentence is trying to say is extra, there are extra activities apart from the curriculum of the school. We need extra activities. Next question. You were dash dash ignorantly blind that I have never seen dash dash an opinionated person before. A. So and such. B. Such and so. A will be the correct answer. But why? We use so before an adverb and an adjective, and such before a noun. In this case, the first part of the sentence has an adverb and an adjective. Therefore, we say so ignorantly blind. Ignorantly is an adverb, blind is an adjective. And when we talk about second part of the sentence, here noun has been given which is a person. So we say such an opinionated a person, such an opinionated person. Let's get into the next question. He would have been an engineer by now, dash dash. A. Had he studied harder? B. If he studied harder? And C. Has he studied harder? A is the correct answer. Had he studied harder? Why? Because this sentence shows that this is third conditional. In the third conditional sentence, we use should have V3, could have V3, and would have V3. And when we talk about if clause, in if clause, we use had plus V3, past perfect tense. The answer is he would have been an engineer by now had he studied harder. Guys, point to be note, this sentence can be written he would have been an engineer by now if he had studied harder. Okay, if clause can be written in two ways: had he studied harder and if he had studied harder. Okay, let's get to the next question. You have always enjoyed the dash dash effects of sea air. You have to use correct parts of speech in the blank. The word is benefit. The answer is beneficial. But why? Do you know what is the adjective form of benefit? It's beneficial. So that's why we need an adjective over here. The correct answer is beneficial. Benefit is a verb. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 7. It was very dangerous task. You must dash dash precautions. A. Make precautions. B. Take precautions. C. Have precautions. B is the correct answer. But why? Because in English there is no collocation like make precautions, have precautions. Correct collocation is take precautions. Let's move on to the next question. Dash dash Sheetal, I understand she had made her decision. A. Having spoken to. B. Had spoken to. C. Speaking to. The correct answer is A. Having spoken to Sheetal. But why? Here in this question, having spoken to is a participle phrase which is called present continuous participle, which is used when we have to show an action, a complete action before another one. For example, having done the task, the boy went home. Here, having done the task is a participle phrase. It means the task was done by the boy. After that, he went home. First, he completed task and after that, he went home. Next question. The broken vase. The broken vase turned out to be of great value and totally dash dash. You have to write correct parts of speech of the given word. The word is replace. The answer is irreplaceable. But why? Guys, point you noted, we need over here an adjective. Replace is a verb. What is the adjective form of replace? It's replaceable. Replaceable is a positive adjective. We need here a negative adjective, that is irreplaceable. Why? Are you confused? Guys, point to be noted. The vase has great value. It cannot be replaced. So we need a negative adjective. That is irreplaceable. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 10. The last question of the advanced level. Are you enjoying? His comments were tantamount dash dash on admission of guilt. A. To. B. From. C. Of. The correct answer is A. Tantamount to on admission of guilt. But why? First of all, do you know what is the meaning of tantamount to? Tantamount to means equal to. It's similar to something else's. It's almost the same as the other one. His refusal to answer was tantamount to an admission of guilt. He refused to answer the question. That's it, guys. Great job. How many of these questions do you have correct answers? If you have less than 3 incorrect sentences, it means your level is advanced level. You are quite Okay, you are quite an advanced English learner. I hope you have found this session helpful. I hope you have learned many things from this session. I hope you have enjoyed this session. If you have enjoyed this session, please don't forget like, subscribe and share. I'm looking forward to meeting you in the next video. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Have fun.